Alrighty guys, and all two of you girls, how you guys doing? Welcome to Ask iGlaswegian episode number 8, the show where I cover your questions, hopefully try to answer them, or at least, make some sort of progress. But, going straight into the first question, reading off the cool iPad, I still do use it. The first question is, hey, I got my first iMac, I'm not that impressed, specifically because I'm having problems, crashes, and specifically Adobe is the application in question. Now I must admit I don't have the same issue, then again I don't use Adobe that much, PDF is all that I use. But I guess it depends what kind of, are you using After Effects, what are you using, is your OS up to date, is there any patches for Adobe specifically. I can't seem to pinpoint what your issue is, but hopefully anyone watching this video who uses Adobe can maybe clarify. I know there is certain software that doesn't work too well under line, specifically talking about Logitech. My HD webcam is absolutely horrible, here it is here. This is a great camera under Snow Leopard, which this iMac is running. I haven't upgraded this to line. Snow Leopard, it's fantastic. But the same thing under line on my MacBook Air, this is simply not usable, which is a shame because Logitech's own software is crap, and Apple's photo booth just doesn't work under line with this camera anyway. So if you're using line, you might want to do a simple Google search, just put in Adobe, whatever package you're using, or if you can give us some more details as to whether the same issue is happening with all the software that you're using or it's specifically Adobe, in which case the problem might just be with Adobe. So if you give us more information, hopefully someone will help you out. Next question, have or will I ever use a Blackberry as a main phone? Main phone, probably not. iPhone is kind of always going to be out there, unless there's significant improvements in the Blackberry OS, enough to make me switch from iPhone to Blackberry. That said, I'm still aiming for a Blackberry as a secondary phone, because they are, I've always said this, if iPhone wasn't around, I'd, for sure have a Blackberry. Solid OS, I like the email kind of integration and so on. The UI is fine. I bought my dad a Blackberry and he's pretty happy with it as well. So yeah, I mean, if I didn't have an iPhone I would have a Blackberry, but now that I have an iPhone I would consider getting and still aiming for a Blackberry as a secondary phone. This next, can't really call it a question, it's more of a comment. I'm not too sure what this guy was on when he was typing this. I have a take on a dilemma. Don't buy a Mac, they are overpriced, under-spec'd shit and will be obsolete in a few months. Okay, cool, thanks, bye. Next question, iPad 3 now or wait? As with anything, if you need it now, go for it. You'll be happy, whatever decision you make. But come a few weeks when you see the rumours for iPad 3 kind of intensifying or just kind of popping up every day, you'd be like, man, I wish I just waited those extra few days or weeks. The iPad kind of life cycle is really close, coming up to a year. So I mean, if you do really need it, then go get it, but if you can wait, it's always going to be a good option. That said, the rumours that are coming out for the iPad 3, which is a March release, isn't going to be that significant, just from the rumours. HD display, that'd be nice for reading and stuff, but it's not going to be that significant. But again, those are just rumours, and as we know, rumours are never kind of bang up to date. On a similar note, Samsung Galaxy Nexus now or wait? Next up, and I'll explain this in a minute, can I ask you, have you ever tried Fairy Iron Brew, which what this actually is? What do you think? You seem to like it, but don't like the exaggerated kind of responses on YouTube. Now, Iron Brew, just for those of you who don't stay in Scotland or don't know history about it, Scotland is the only country where Iron Brew is on #1. All the other countries it's a mix of Coke and Pepsi. So Iron Brew is kind of the national drink and it's a pretty popular kind of drink. That's why it's on #1. But this is kind of a limited edition that they brought out, and I think they've stopped doing it, I could be wrong. But it's had kind of a mixed response. I don't seem to like it that much, and I prefer just the original. Maybe everyone's just hooked onto the kind of original. This is meant to be spiced up a little bit, and the taste is totally opposite, and you would expect it from a you know, Coke, 7-Up. They are kind of, you know, one's sweet and one's not so sweet. But even although they're both orange coloured, they're not the same. There's a bit, I don't know, there's something about this new one that just doesn't excite me. And of course, real men, you know, drink with the glass bottle because the taste is better, believe it or not, with a glass bottle, hence why I've got it here. Over here are brand new bottles, they're plastic ones, and there's 12 of them. So, as you can imagine, I am going to do a giveaway on 2 of them. That's correct. Is this a YouTube first where I'm giving away 12 bottles of Edinburgh? I'm not too sure if I'll be able to send it to all countries because there might be laws where I can't import in liquid, so I might have to check. But all 12 of these are going to be going international. All you just have to do is write Fieri if you want in on the giveaway. If you don't write anything. If you want to get in, write Fieri and dash why you want it, and I'll choose 12 winners, and you can finally get your hands. Some expats staying, you know, elsewhere, you want to get your hands on one of these, let me know in the comments and I'll try to do my best to accommodate everyone's requests. I know they're not sponsoring me for this, unfortunately. Next up, what microphone do I use? It is the Yeti something, I think it's a Yeti Pro, or I can't even remember. I got it a year ago. One of the best microphones ever. I use this for all my reviews, both on my main channel, that you're watching just now, and my gaming channel. All of my kind of commentaries and voiceovers are done through this. Excellent mic, professional, it takes minimal of space, got plenty of settings, and I've done a review of it. The other range, the Snowball range, is also good, but there's only a tiny difference between this one and the Snowball, so you might as well just invest in one of them. In terms of what mic I use for my DSLR, it's a Rode mic, which is fantastic, the best mic I've had for my DSLR. Unfortunately it's not hooked up at the moment, because it's kind of, I'm still looking for it, I can't seem to find it. But it is one of the best mics I've had. It takes 2 AA batteries, and I got it a few months ago and I've still not changed them, so it does last quite a long time, just the way she likes it. Next up, what is my favourite Call of Duty game? As you can tell, Call of Duty Black Ops, baby, is the best Call of Duty ever. Better than Modern Warfare 3 anyway. So yeah, Black Ops 2 for the win, 2012. Next up, do I still use my iMac, or has the MacBook Air taken it over? I get asked this question a lot, both on YouTube and Twitter, saying where's my iMac, you know, just because the MacBook Air came out, you know, have you sold your iMac, or do you still use it? Well, you'll be glad to know it's still here. People don't know, this machine is on pretty much 24/7. I can't remember the last time I put it off. It gets used probably more than the MacBook Air, simply because it's just a bigger screen and it's got more power in terms of video. Likelihood is this video you're watching is going to get transferred over here, edited, and you know, this is kind of the main hub. But the MacBook Air equally gets used quite a fair bit. I need to have 2 machines, I can't afford downtime, so if something does go wrong with this, you know, it's always good to have a backup. Plus I need 2 machines, just because of the office and stuff, just have to take it over. I can't seem to carry this on my shoulder, or at least I haven't figured it out. So both get used. This is still here, the MacBook Air is still there with an external monitor, and it's working a treat so far. Twitter questions, there is only 2. This first one I have no idea. I did try to translate it, but I couldn't figure out what on earth was going on. And this final Twitter question is from, how many subs did I have when I started off YouTube, or when I got my first YouTube partnership? Or when I got my YouTube partnership, I had about 450 subs, but they don't go on subs, they go on channel views or video views collectively. So don't think, you know, if you get loads of subscribers you'll get partnership. It's all on how many video views you've had collectively on your YouTube channel. That's what it's based on. Now guys, this is it for Ask iGlaswegian episode number 8. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below and I'll answer them in the next episode. You can ask on Facebook, use a Twitter hashtag, or the best thing is, or at least for me, I can easily copy and paste them from the YouTube comments below. If you want to get in on the Edinburgh giveaway, no, I won't be giving this one away because this is a glass bottle, and for those of you who don't know, Royal Mail don't handle packages pretty good, so plastic it is, and it's more safer to send that than this. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, you can join me on iGlaswegian.com. Check it out, iGear.com, of course, I have to put a plug in for that. You can also join me on Twitter, twitter.com/i6glaswegian, facebook.com/iGlaswegian, and guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers!